sure?
Just want to let them know that they didn't break me.
Today, we're rewinding back to 1986 to revisit a movie that defined teen relationships and gave us a soundtrack that slaps.
From thrift store prom dresses to love triangles that still spark debate decades later, this John Hughes classic asks the big questions. Is Ducky actually the best guy? Was Andy's dress iconic or just aggressively pink? And how did Blaine manage to look confused for the entire film?
So grab your cassettes, don your best Jessica McClintock, and get ready as we break down the style, the soundtrack, and the swoon-worthy, and sometimes cringy, moments of Pretty in Pink. This is the Shermer High Alumni Association.
Guys,
Hey,
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Yay.
2026.
on to bigger and better things.
This
Oh,
is gonna be
yeah.
the year, guys.
Year of what?
It's the year of Tavia, first of all.
Yay,
Because
Tavia.
Tavia turned 60, and the Browns
Yeah.
are going to win the Super Bowl.
There's those pipe dreams.
One of those two things is true.
Right.
The Guardians are going to win the World Series.
I mean, that's
Ye-
not too unfeasible, but probably not likely.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
Between the Browns and the Guardians, I'd put all my money on the Guardians.
Yeah.
It is an exciting year. I have a high school graduate.
Yay.
What else is going on in 26? Tavia's birthday, big birthday. Yeah, I think that's about it. You got anything, Janine? You're
I
going to
don't-
Ireland.
I'm going to Ireland. 2026 will be my 20-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, word.
Oh my gosh. going
Janine's
to Spain.
20th wedding anniversary. Will be 20 years Joe and I are together.
Oh, nice. You're old, man.
Thanks.
Oh,
Fuck off.
Yeah, 20 years
And-
married and 30 years together.
and Tavia and I are going to Spain for 12 days.
Okay.
Then we-
Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. And then we have our big birthday cruise in October, and that'll be a good one. That'll be very fun.
Yes.
You're at Octavia.
Yay.
Yay, Tavia. We love Tavia. She's number one
Ridiculous.
on the list of my favorite sister-in-laws.
There you go.
Yes, she is my favorite sister-in-law.
There we go. So this week, we rewatched Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink follows Andy Walsh, a creative high school senior from the wrong side of the tracks who navigates life, love, and class divisions in 1980s Chicago. Andy catches the eye of Blaine McDonough, a wealthy and popular student, but their budding romance is tested by pressure from Blaine's friends and the unspoken rules separating rich kids from everyone else. Meanwhile, Andy's best friend, Ducky, quirky, loyal, and hopelessly in love with her, struggles with his feelings as he watches her fall for someone else. As prom approaches, Andy must decide whether to follow her heart, stay true to herself, and face the judgment that comes with crossing social boundaries. Blending teen romance, humor, and social commentary, Pretty in Pink is a classic John Hughes film about identity, self-worth, and choosing who you want to be. All set to to an iconic 80s soundtrack.
You sounded like a book on tape.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's about it. We have Molly Ringwald, who is one of the members of the Brat Pack. And I'm sure we went over this in Breakfast Club, yes. But to recap, she was born February 18th, 1968 in Roseville, California. She was a child actress who starred in roles in Different Strokes and The Facts of Life. She was a teen idol in John Hughes' films Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink. And she starred in some shows and films in the 90s and went on to star in the CW's Riverdale. Some fun facts is she turned down the Julia Roberts role in Pretty Woman and the Demi Moore role in Ghost. She also refused the Leah Thompson role in Some Kind of Wonderful, ending her successful business relationship with John Hughes, who was furious. Anyone have anything to add about Miss Molly?
No, but I bet you any money the reason why that business relationship was severed was because she wasn't showing enough boobs.
Oh,
He does love the boobs.
he does love the boobs. Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, Molly
I'm
Ringwald.
trying to picture her in Some
movie.
Kind of Wonderful, and I'm not quite seeing it, but
There are no boobs in this movie,
no.
which is so weird because there was opportunity for boobs.
Yeah,
Well,
there could have been some boobs.
I mean, there's the
Like in
underwear
Steph's.
scene,
Yeah, there is. I mean,
but even then she had a blazer on.
No, she,
Right. there was the couple dancing on the first floor, and the girl was just in like a bra and panties.
that's
Yeah.
her.
What?
That's Benny.
That's Benny.
It is?
Yeah, it's Benny and Steph.
Oh,
Is
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
yeah.
They're on
Oh.
the first floor, and then somehow they end up upstairs.
Somehow they just
Yeah.
transport themselves to the second
Yeah.
floor.
Yes.
They just shot themselves up there.
Maybe on the elevator.
Probably.
Possibly.
Then we also have John Cryer, who was born April 16th, 1965 in New York City. And we had just discussed how Peter Billingsley was also born in New York City, and it's very rare that you actually find someone born within New York City.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Pretty in Pink was his breakout role. He also had lead roles in the films Morgan Stewart's Coming Home in 1987 and Hiding Out in 1987, and had starring roles in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, and also in 1987, and Hot Shots in 1991, and the lead role of Teddy Zakalokis on the CBS sitcom The Famous Teddy Z.
Never heard of it.
No.
Me either.
I also am not a big CBS watcher, but I'll have to look that up. He also experienced a career resurgence when he was cast in a co-leading star role as Alan Harper on the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men, which ran from 2003 to 2015. And he was asked to audition for the role of Chandler Bing on Friends while he was doing a play in London. His reading was videotaped by a British casting agent, but the tape failed to arrive in the United States before the network made its final decision. I think he might have made a good Chandler. I can
Chandler
picture.
Bong? No way.
Yeah.
Chandler Bong was played exactly by who he should have been played by. God.
In retrospect, but
Rest
if you
in-
take him out of the situation, I could see John Cryer doing it. I can't see Molly Ringwald in Some Kind of Wonderful, but
No.
So we also have,
if Molly Ringwald would have played the Leah Thompson role in that movie, no.
no.
It would
It
be
wouldn't have-
two redheads too. It wouldn't have worked.
I think it would have just been Molly Ringwald overhaul. Like it's just
no.
too much.
And our
So
girl Leah Thompson deserved,
She did fabulous.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get to that one.
Yeah.
We also have Andrew McCarthy, who was born November 29th, 1962 in Westfield, New Jersey. He is most known as a member of the Brat Pack with roles in the 80s films such as St. Elmo's Fire, Pretty in Pink, Mannequin, and Weekend at Bernie's. He is ranked number 40 on VH1's 100 Greatest Teen Stars of All Time list. As a director, he's known for his work on The Orange is the New Black. McCarthy began travel writing and served as an editor-at-large at National Geographic Traveler magazine. I thought that was actually fascinating. He did a lot of travel writing between 2005-ish up
Yeah,
until
I
2021.
remember that. It was
Yeah.
weird, but no, he was super good. But it was like, wait, but you're the guy from Pretty in Pink.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
did a lot of writing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
but not and like he's really known for his stage acting as well as his directing. Like he directs
Yeah.
like a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a laundry list of
Yeah, like too much to
stuff
talk
that he's done.
about. But yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
He's done a lot. So
We
this
don't-
film, what?
go ahead.
This
Oh, wait,
film,
hold on. We don't even mention James Spader, which I think is, is worth talking about because he is an enigma. I think
Yeah.
James Spader is fantastic. I think he's a fantastic actor.
Why don't you marry him?
I'm already married and he's 100.
No, he's not 100. He was born in 1960. That's after you were born.
Okay. Pretty in Pink was one of his first roles. It was in like his, top 5. And he has a laundry list of movies that he's been in. He's one of those guys who's just like
Yeah.
everywhere. And then he was in Lincoln, which was an excellent movie. Also Avengers Age of Ultron. And then he ended up, I don't know if you guys watched these, but I did, and it was like a big deal. And so he ended up he was on the last season of The Practice, which is a great show. And he then did the spinoff of Boston Legal, which was also a great show. And then he was Robert California on The Office.
that was a good one.
Yes.
Iconic, which is iconic. And then he ended up doing The Blacklist, which was on for 10 years, and he won Best Actor. So
Go James.
he it's worth noting him. It's also worth noting Harry Dean Stanton. I just want to talk about the actors for a minute. Can we do that? Is that okay? Are you guys
Absolutely.
Go for
okay?
it.
Great, thanks. So Harry Dean Stanton, sorry. So he plays Jack Walsh, and my God, he was in Cool Hand Luke. He was in Godfather Part 2. Alien, Christine, Repo Man. The Last Temptation of Christ, The Green Mile, Avengers. He was in everything. He passed away in 2017 in LA. And
He was 91.
He was 91.
Wow.
This man, he lived a very long, very successful life, which I do love. Also in this movie, we have Alexa Kennan, and she played, so we have Alexa Kennan, who played Andy's friend Jenna, who actually passed away before the premiere of this movie.
Really?
Which is super, super heartbreaking. There are differing stories, but it appears to have been like a heroin overdose.
Aw.
We also see in this movie Dweezil Zappa.
Yeah.
We see Gina Gershon.
Yes.
We see Andrew Dice Clay.
Yep.
And we see Annie Potts. And I love Annie Potts.
She's
She's
great.
so good.
She's adorable.
She is Bo Peep. We want to talk about notable Annie Potts roles. Really from Young Sheldon. She is
Yes.
Meemaw. She's Meemaw. Designing Women. How old is she? She's 73. Oh, she was in Ghostbusters. She was in
Yeah.
Ghostbusters too.
And who did she play in Ghostbusters?
Huh?
Who did she play in Ghostbusters?
Secretary?
And what was the secretary's name?
Janine.
Thank you.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Excellent.
It's not often that characters are named Janine.
Yeah, that's true.
Word.
And then at the end of the movie, we have none other than Christy Swanson,
Yes.
our favorite actress from Flowers in the Attic.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad that she ended up out of the attic
Well,
and
this is
at
survived.
this.
first movie ever.
Wow.
Oh, so wait, she went to this prom and then she ended up in the attic?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes.
Super unfortunate.
Buzzkill.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So
a
back
fact. It's a
back when
sad
her
story.
dad was still alive.
Yeah, when life was good and he was giving her engagement rings and stuff.
Yeah. And
Mm.
Yeah.
like
Bears.
jewelry boxes and
Yeah. And the mom would stare from the other room.
yeah, in the hallway, creepily.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad she got to go to prom before that.
Yeah, I'm glad for her too.
Yeah. At
Like-
least she got to experience that, you know?
Yeah.
Cool.
Although the timelines crash. I feel like she's 13 when she's put in the attic, but
That's true. We won't talk about that.
no. Sorry. Did we do Andrew McCarthy? Yeah, we did do our Andrew.
Did.
Sorry, back to you.
It's all good. This film was released February 28th, 1986 in the United States. It was released about a month prior in China, it seemed, which was very weird. But it did bring in brought in 6.1 million its opening weekend, and its overall budget was 9 million. So for an opening weekend, it did very well. And it has grossed 40.5 million. So this is a very good success of a movie.
Successive?
Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so I'm very
Sorry. Okay.
easily. So, as we were discussing before, this is presumably, but now we have found it is set
Confirmed.
confirmed to be set in the Chicago area. Do we want to go over what we were discussing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
There's just a lot of chatter online about where did they live. And a lot of people took from that first cut of the scene where an Elgin street sweeper is cleaning the streets that this was set in Elgin, Illinois, which I don't think is accurate. But the license plate on the street sweeper does say Land of Lincoln, Illinois. So it
Boom.
is in a Chicago suburb. I just don't think it's
Correct.
Elgin, but it's just never mentioned.
It's
And
somewhere.
it's not Shermer High that they're at.
It's not Shermer High. I'm just saying because I don't think Elgin has a Richie Rich side to it.
Right.
That this is more of an Evanston sort of deal
Dealy.
or Aurora, something like that. Not Elgin.
It was filmed in the Los Angeles area with key locations including John Marshall Hall, which is actually Meadowbrook High, and John Burroughs Middle School for the interiors of the scenes. And the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, where the Trax record store was. And South Pasadena is where Andy's house was. And the Millennium Biltmore Hotel is where the prom scene was shot. Originally, the film portrayed Andy and Ducky ending up together. However, test audiences booed this ending, and John Hughes wrote a new 5-page ending where Andy and Blaine get together instead.
So this was a huge disruption to
Yes.
editing because they had to put this entire thing back together again and reshoot it,
Yep.
which is initially I was like, that's insane. And so Andrew McCarthy had already, everyone had moved on to other things. And so Andrew
Right.
McCarthy had
Lost weight.
lost weight
Yep.
and his hair was gone.
Yeah.
So he's wearing a wig in that final scene.
Mhm.
And I think I've been to a conference at the Biltmore, but it was not in like that. It wasn't like in that ballroom. I don't know if they added on conference facilities or not since then, but I would love to go back. If we go back to LA, I'm trying to get Tavia to take me to the Warner Brothers lot because they have a special setup for Stars Hollow.
Are you trying to whisper, but she's right next to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Does she have headphones on or can she hear you?
No, she can hear every word I'm saying.
Why wouldn't she take you?
She totally would. But if we do go down there, I would love to drive by these locations.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
Anyway, that last
Uh,
scene, because the
yeah.
original, so Paramount, right? Paramount has claimed they cannot locate the cut scene.
Really?
So nobody's seen it. And it was supposed to end with Andy and Ducky dancing to Heroes, which is an interesting song choice. I love that song. It's a great song. But like,
yeah.
that's an interesting choice. But that was, but I will get into it why they did need to reshoot it, and it did need to be Andy and Blaine, and it's not going to be for the reasons you think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. For those that have seen the movie, it is quite a plot twist the first time you see it.
I would hope that everybody has seen it.
Right. But
Everyone
the first
and their
time you
mother.
see it, you think, this is going to be the Cinderella story where Andy and Ducky end up together. And then it's the plot twist of no, it's actually opposite.
Hands down, Blaine and Andy deserve one another. 100%. 100% they should be together. 1000%.
You have lots to say about this.
I have lots to say. You ready to get into it?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Cozy Earth's products are a favorite among celebrities. Kris Jenner praises their bamboo sheets as her nightly essential, raving about their softness and cooling comfort. For 7 consecutive years, Oprah has included Cozy Earth on her favorite things list. And the brand has been featured on Good Morning America, InStyle, and Better Homes and Gardens. Personally, I have 2 of their nightshirts, one for winter and one for summer. And I also have their airplane set, which I'm actually wearing right now. And I cannot recommend them enough. Customers echo this love with thousands of 5-star reviews describing the sheets as buttery soft and the PJs as ultimate cozy. With free shipping on orders over $50 and a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty, Cozy Earth will bring lasting luxury and comfort into your home. Enjoy an exclusive discount with our promo code SHAPODCAST, SHAA podcast, over at CozyEarth.com. thrift.com. You'll receive 41% off your order by using our exclusive discount code. By doing this, you help support the pod, and we may earn a small commission.
So the psychedelic furs song Pretty in Pink plays as we see a street cleaner cleaning a small neighborhood. Andy Walsh is getting ready for school, putting on a super fashionable, eclectic outfit complete with all of her accessories. She makes coffee for her dad and goes in to wake him up. Her father is currently only working a part-time job, and Andy is telling him, "You need to get up because you promised to go see this woman today about a job." Her father asks if she's been asked to the prom yet, and she says no. And he admires her beauty and the outfit that she has on that she made herself. And
But
now,
let's note that, like, why she's doing this, and something we don't talk about, and it's something that wasn't talked about then, is that the dad is depressed. He
Yeah.
is in a deep depression for being
Super.
abandoned. And like she's
Correct.
just trying to keep him functioning.
Yes.
I think that's noteworthy.
She was
Yes.
definitely in this opening scene taking on the parent role.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. Andy then heads to school, and we see Blaine for the first time, who's just sort of staring at her in the hallway as she walks by. Then we see Ducky, who approaches Andy at her locker, and they're obviously, from this scene, the outcasts of their school. They're dressed differently than everybody else. They definitely have a different style. Ducky and Andy talk about how they'll see each other at lunch, and Ducky turns around and approaches two other students and says, "Ladies, listen, I may be able to work out a deal where either one or both of you could be pregnant by the holidays. What do you say?"
Impregnated by the holidays.
And the one girl smacks him.
So cringe number one.
Yes, that's why I added this, because
Don't say that.
yeah. Yeah. So Andy is in class, and another student named Benny, who is actually a female, says to Andy, "Where'd you get your clothes from? Five and Dime store? Attractive." So obviously there's a problem between the two of them. And the teacher kind of calls out Benny for, being an asshole and makes her write a paper. So at the end of the day, Andy goes to get into her car, and she's approached by Steph, who says, Steph is a guy, who says that they're about to graduate and he wants to know why, or he wants to know when they're going to get together. And she says, "Why don't you try never?" And he says, "I'm talking about more than sex here." And she says, "No, you're not." And he tells her that he has liked her for 4 years and she treats him like shit. And he tells her that he's been out with a lot of girls at this school and he doesn't understand what makes her so different. And she says, "'Cause I have some taste." He calls her a bitch. He says, "I think you ought to see a doctor because that condition of yours could get a lot worse."
And fucking asshole.
Yeah. And Andy gets into her super cool mauve pink colored Volkswagen Carmen Ghia.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like iconic car. And I think everybody wanted one. So Andy is now at work. She works at Trax, which is a record store. And her coworker Iona is stapling records to the ceiling in the front window display. Andy and Iona have a conversation about prom. She asks Iona if she went to her prom. And Iona kind of tells her, "Yeah, of course I did. I think it's something you should really do. Don't put too much thought into it. Just go." This is when Iona shoots a staple gun at the kid that's going into the cassette tape case. And it's pretty funny. So as the kid runs out of the store, Blaine walks in. And Andy and Blaine have this eye contact and this sort of weird I don't want to call it sexual tension, but oh, you look between the two of them. This is when Iona gets that call from Tyrone and she's just bitching him out on the phone. Blaine then comes up with a record and he asks Andy her opinion on a Steve Lawrence record. And she goes, yeah, it's hot, white hot. And he smiles and he takes it. So
he like believes her.
yeah, he
I don't
believes
think-
her.
He doesn't realize the sarcasm that's happening.
Yeah,
Right. What is white hot?
White, like
super.
white hot, like the hottest of hot.
Yeah.
Huh.
If you ever see white heat, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Exactly. So it's the hottest that it could be. So she kind of makes a sideways comment to him about whether or not he wants to pay cash or charge. And then she says, American Express Platinum card, maybe.
So passive. Oh my God.
So I meant to look this up, but she's talking to Iona's talking to Tyrone on the phone, and she looks at Blaine and she goes, it's Walter Mondale.
Right.
And I meant to look up why she says that, but I forgot to. So there's a reason why she says that. But so now Andy, Jenna, who is her friend from school, and Simon are at a club. And Andy asked Jenna if she would date someone with money. And they kind of have this little conversation about, like, why, are you dating somebody who has money? And she asked Simon, like, if your dad came home and all of a sudden he had money, what would you do? And he's like, I would kiss his ass. Ducky is actually outside with Andrew Dice Clay, who's the bouncer. And he never lets Ducky into this club, ever.
I love that he's in this. Like, how did he get cast in this as this bouncer? I mean, and this was his heyday. Like, this was Andrew Dice
Yeah.
Clay's
So I wonder
prime.
if he like just knew someone and they were like, hey, you want to,
Just go sit on this stool.
you want to be a bouncer in a movie? I don't know. I wonder how he ended up there. Ducky is talking to, I don't know what his character name is, but we'll just call him Andrew Dice Clay. He says, my girlfriend's in there. I mean, she's a girl and she's my friend, so she's my girlfriend. And, Dice Man. Dice Man asks him why he would come there if she knows that he won't let Ducky in. And so he says this line, loves a bitch, Duck, loves a bitch. So Andy comes out of the club. And Ducky's like, hey, what's next? She says, bed. And he says, yours or mine? Ours? And they go to get in her car and he's, can I put my head in your lap? Can I rest my head on your shoulder?
Can we talk about this?
Yeah, that's why I added it. Because it was like,
Okay, so at this point in the movie, we're only so many minutes.
2 minutes in.
Movie, and it's very obvious
Yeah.
that this friend is fully in love with her. And
Yeah.
she has to know that. Because why else would he say those kinds of things to her? Like,
right.
us be in bed together. Can I lay my head on your lap? That, like, he says, and he continues to say things that are, I am obsessed with you. And this is like, hits home, right? Because of a certain person that used to live on our street. Yeah. Who very similar, like very, I'm obsessed with you, but I'm your friend. That's fucked up. And she knows it.
Yeah. And so
And-
I don't know if she just played it off. He's joking. Or if she's too young and oblivious to know what's really going on.
She's an 18-year-old school senior.
Is she 18? Anyway.
Yes, she was able to get in the club and he can't because he's 17.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
also very similar to her role in 16 Candles with Anthony Michael Hall's character being obsessed
Yeah.
with Sam.
But at least with her and Anthony Michael Hall, a boundary was made.
This
away.
has just progressed.
She allows him to be obsessed with her.
Yes.
And she never tells him, like, she doesn't reciprocate those feelings. So she
Right.
never really clarifies that with him. And so he continues to do it because he probably thinks he has a chance.
And that's so fucked up.
Yeah. You know, Andy's going to give Ducky a ride home. And they take a ride through, you know, the rich people neighborhood. And they're kind of looking at the houses. And Ducky's sort of, you know, deflecting from what's going on. And he's sort of, this is, you know, classic 80s is that, you know, you made mixtapes and you would just record all these songs onto this mixtape and you would play it in your cassette player. And there was no skipping songs. There was no, you know, hey, I don't want to say it because my phone will go off, but, you know, hey, whatever, you
Hey,
know,
Siri.
assistant. Yeah, you know, can you play this song? It just didn't exist. So back then you had it recorded on a cassette tape and you had to fast forward through a song if you didn't like it. So he's fast forwarding through all these songs and he's like, this is terrible. This is awful. This is like the worst music I've ever heard. And so Andy pulls up in front of this house and she's like, this is my favorite house. And you know what's funny is I bet the people who live in it don't even appreciate it half as much as I do. So put a pin in that. So the next day, Andy's back at school. She's on a computer in the library, and suddenly her screen changes. And someone is typing on her screen. And it says, "Do you want to talk?" She's assuming that this is from Ducky. However, the person typing doesn't know who Ducky is. And he reveals himself to be Blaine. So she stands up and he's actually at the computer right in front of her. And so they look at each other and they kind of smile. So now Ducky is at Andy's house. And he's sitting there talking to Andy's dad. And they're just sort of having this conversation about how, you know, I want to talk to you about what my future plans are. And I want to take care of Andy. And I want to marry her. And Andy's dad is, I mean, does she know how you feel? He's like, yeah, I mean, not yet. You know, I'm working on that. And this is where Andy's dad kind of tells a little story about Andy's mom and how, you know, she left, but he was in love with her. And, you know, that's kind of how their story started. And so they get done with this conversation and Ducky says, okay, I'm off like a dirty shirt. Now we're back at tracks and Andy has on these new sunglasses and Blaine walks in and he doesn't like the record that he bought. So all of a sudden,
Like, no shit, bro. You bought a
Yeah.
Steve Lawrence record and you had no idea who Steve Lawrence was.
or maybe he did it on purpose so that he would have a reason to come back and
Sure, we'll go with that.
return it.
We'll go with that.
Yes. So now, go. I'm sorry, Carol. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I saw a Steve Lawrence record at Goodwill yesterday.
Oh, you should have bought it.
I might go back.
It's white hot, Carol. It
White
is
hot. You know
hot.
what that would make a great present for?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Festivus.
Damn.
For the rest of us.
So now the store alarm is going off and she's, hold on a minute, Blaine. Just stay right here. I'll be right back. And she runs in the back and it's Ducky who actually set up the alarm. He came in through the back door to use the potty. And Andy is obviously really pissed off that he did this. So Steph walks by the record store and he sees Blaine in there. And he goes in, he's like, what are you doing, man?
Because you know Steph knows she works there.
Yeah. And that's probably why he was hanging out around there.
Why he was even walking by it in the first place.
Because he's a rich kid and he's got a car. Like, why are you hanging out there?
Can we also note that Steph needs to stop smoking?
Yeah, he
Like,
smokes a lot and
Every
everywhere.
single scene and in the school and
He's
bro.
a teenager. Give him
uh,
Come on, man. You're going to kill yourself.
Yeah, you gotta smell like an ashtray.
Yeah. Somehow, Steph lures
Opal.
Blaine out of the record store, and Andy's coming out of the back room, and she sees that Blaine is leaving with Steph, and she's pretty bummed out. So Andy gets home, and there are several messages on her answering machine. They're all from Ducky, obsessively calling. Hey, it's Ducky, call me back. Hey, it's Ducky, call me back. Where are you? Are you avoiding me? But she's really hoping that Blaine will call her, but he doesn't. And she actually picks up the phone like she's going to call him, but she doesn't. Next morning, Andy's dad, Jack, he's up and he's making breakfast. He tells Andy that he's up because he got a job.
I appreciate a man who wears a bathrobe.
Yeah, while
Go on.
making breakfast. And he
Yeah.
fed the dog.
And he fed, I know. That's it. And you fed the dog.
Did Daddy feed you?
Did this adult man do something?
Good job, buddy. So Andy is like super happy. Like, oh my God, you got a job. I can't believe this. This is so awesome. When do you start? And he's like, oh, soon. I'll let you know
There are
when
no answers.
I'll let you
Done.
know when I have more details. So you're kind of like, what's going on here?
This is shady as fuck, bro.
Yeah, something's not right. So the next scene, we see Blaine come out of a door into the part of the school where all the outcasts hang out.
My God.
As soon as he walks out the door, he's like, oh shit. I'm not welcome here. I've got white pants on. And everybody out here is all dressed in black. So he heads out to see Andy because she's sitting out there. Blaine is talking to her and he says, hey, would you like to go out on Friday night? And she's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. So he then asks where she lives.
Hold on. Let's go back a second. She immediately gauges that he is not comfortable out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he says, I'm not really into this shit.
Yes.
What the fuck does that mean? Being outside? What?
I
What does
think what he
mean by
meant
that?
was I'm not into what all the other people that are out there are into.
Which is what? He just made a generalization of a whole yard of people? That only
Yeah.
poor kids are outside and all the rich kids are inside? Or
I don't know, because I feel like our high school was kind of like this, where all the like popular kids or like the jocks, they hung out in the new cafeteria. And then you had the old cafeteria where like the punk rock kids and the alternative kids all hung out in there. And so when you would see like a cheerleader or a football player walk into the old cafeteria, you were like, what
are
are
you
they
doing in
doing
here?
here?
Okay.
Why are you here?
Okay.
And so I think maybe the way I interpreted that scene is that he's saying, I'm not into what all of the people out here would be.
Why did he have to
into."
say that out loud?
He didn't.
He didn't. And this just starts my whole like Blaine sucks and Andy sucks. There, I'm saying it out loud. They both suck.
Yeah.
But Blaine literally has no interest in Andy or her life. He acts like it, kinda. But like, this is the first thing he's like, I'm out here, but I just want you to know it's no homo. Like, I just want you to know that like, I'm not into this stuff.
Yeah, I'm only out here like for a second. Like I wouldn't normally
to see you,
do.
and then I'm gonna get the fuck out. Like, because I have no interest in you or the people you spend time with.
Yes.
So that's just carry on.
Yeah. Blaine asks her out, for Friday night. He asks where she lives, and she's immediately like, actually, I'll be at work. Just pick me up at the mall. I'll be at Tracks. So now Blaine comes back into the school, and Steph is like right up on him. Like he was stalking him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I saw you outside. Yeah, I saw you out there. Who are you talking to? That girl, Eddie, or whatever her name is?
So fucked up.
Yeah. And he makes a comment like, it really bothers me that my best friend is conversing with a mutant.
Like, what?
Wow.
What?
Yeah. So now Andy's at home with Ducky. They're supposed to be studying. Andy proposes that he's purposely flunking his classes because he doesn't want to move forward with life. Andy then goes,
Which is so funny because he just spent time with Andy's dad telling him how he's going to take care of Andy, yet he's never going to leave high school.
she doesn't know that he was over there talking to her
But
dad.
he does.
He does.
I'm just saying, like, he's not incentivized at all
Yeah.
to become a better person to take care of Andy. That's my only point.
Yeah. So Andy goes to get them something to drink, and Ducky starts talking out loud about how much he's in love with Andy. Just, I can't take this anymore. I'm so in love with her. And he just grabs a hairbrush and starts singing, "Love is real. Real is love. Love is living." And Andy's dog starts whining at him, and Ducky's like, "You're fabulous. I do love you. I do love you. You're gorgeous. I love your hair. Love is feeling love." And Andy can hear him through the vents, and she starts laughing at him. And she walks back in the bedroom with the drinks, and suddenly Ducky's like, "Oh, I gotta go. If you help me with the paper, then it won't sound like it came from me. So yeah, I gotta go." And he grabs the juice box from her, and he's, "Yeah, hey, drinking and driving don't mix. That's why I ride a bike."
So
So
a gigantic juice box too.
It is. They made juice
well,
boxes a lot bigger in the 80s than they
yeah,
do now.
I remember them being that big. Now they're like 2
Oh.
inches tall, and you're like, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah, I
One
remember when
sip.
a Capri Sun lasted more than like a sip.
So now Andy is at school. She's playing volleyball. Jenna is smoking a cigarette, in the gym. Jenna looks over at Benny and she says, "I hope they shrivel up and fall off."
But first she flips her off. She's
Yeah,
like,
she flips her off, kisses her finger, and gives her the finger. And she's, "I hope they shrivel up and fall off." And the teacher goes, "You hope what shrivels up
the
and falls
PE
off?"
teacher. Let's
The
just not
PE
forget. The
teacher, I'm sorry.
Teacher.
A nod to Artavia. The PE teacher.
Physical education.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that wasn't even good enough.
The
Physical
physical
education.
education teacher says, "You hope what shrivels up and falls off?" And Jenna goes, "Her breasts, Miss Dietz." So she gets kicked out of class. Benny tells Andy to eat shit. So Andy goes, "Miss Dietz." So obviously something happens, and now Andy is in the principal's office. And they're kind of having this conversation.
Principal? Is he the principal?
I'm going to guess he is.
I figured he was the counselor. She was sent to the counselor's office.
Oh, really?
Well, I guess
don't know.
I figured vice principal.
I figured
like
principal.
Mr. Posendek. Or was he principal? He was a house principal.
Who's
He
a
wasn't
house
the
principal?
actual principal.
I just guessed it was the principal.
guess so.
It could be, and she's in somebody's office.
She's in somebody's office.
And they're having a conversation about, how smart she is and how she's going to get a scholarship and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, "Yeah, I get that. But, sometimes I just, I can't take it anymore. I'm sick of the way that people treat us. I'm sick of how people talk to us, blah, blah, blah." So this person's office that she's in basically says, "I'm just going to let this go. Whatever. Jenna's off the hook." And so she walks out of this office and Ducky comes running up and he's, I heard what happened. I came to rescue you. I got out of home economics class, to come and rescue you. And he's, I have an idea. I'm going to take you away this weekend. Have you ever been fishing?
Do you fish?
Yeah. Do you fish? And she's like, oh my God. And she just walks away from him. So he says, yeah, tonight at 7 and I won't take no for an answer.
And she responds to that, right?
I don't think so. I think she just kind of walks away from him. I don't think she says yeah or yes.
Right. Or so she says something that is like she has made no commitment to tonight at 7.
She gave the indication that she has no plans to meet up with him at 7
No,
o'clock.
not at all. Yeah.
He ends up he's kind of following her out the door, and another some big football player guys, they kind of push him into the garbage can, and he's, oh, hey man, do that again and I'll kick your ass or whatever. And these guys turn around and they just push him into the school and they push him into the girls' bathroom. And all the girls start screaming and they're like, you got to get out of here, whatever. And he's, hey, wait a minute. This is what it looks like in here. You guys have doors on the stalls. We don't have that in the men's bathroom. And what's this? A candy machine? We don't have that in the boys' bathroom. So he doesn't realize that that's not a candy machine. Andy's back at tracks. And Iona puts on Otis Redding's Try a Little Tenderness on the record player. And suddenly Ducky bursts through the door. He starts dancing and lip syncing to the song. It's very impressive. And Iona is smiling and she's just sort of like mouth hanging open, like besides herself. And he does this whole just iconic dance to this song. It's amazing. He knows every word. He's got some killer moves.
It's been compared to him dancing as if bees were attacking him.
Oh, wow. Aw. No. So the song ends and he walks up to the counter and he's like, evening, young ladies. This is a very good tune. My mother used to sing this. This is Otis. I love Otis. And Iona goes, we're closed. And he says, you know what an older woman does for me? And she says, changes your diapers. And he's like, touche. No, seriously, you're very smoky alternative, but this is a duck man's love in life. Shall we?
Man.
And Andy looks at Iona and she says, ever have one of these? And Iona goes, I don't think so. And he's like, come on, let's plow. And Andy runs to the back room and Iona follows her. And, Ducky's kind of following behind. And she's like, don't waste good lip gloss. It's after 7. I don't mean to be a bitch, but I don't think Mr. Wonderful is going to happen tonight. And Ducky's not following. And he's like, wait, you babes are like talking a sign language that the old ducker here just does not understand. Now, would you mind filling me in here? I'm a little confused. And Iona says, she got stood up, twerp. And Ducky's like, stood up? Wait, how so? I'm here. I mean, is this one of those feminine mystique deals or something? And Andy looks around the corner and she sees Blaine, who's now at the door. And Andy's like, he showed. And all the emotion just dropped from Ducky's face.
His heart dropped to his ass.
He is distraught.
And it's heartbreaking.
It is. He's heartbroken. And you look at him and go, you feel that you're like, wow. He just got stabbed right through the heart.
Yeah.
He is not happy. And he goes, Andy? And Andy's like, yeah, I'm really sorry. And he's, what is this? You're going to go out with this guy? I mean, is this like a date or something? And Andy's, you'd like him. I mean, he's not like the other guys. This is where Ducky says, "You really piss me off because you know they shit all over everybody, including you. I can't believe that you would be this stupid." And she's like, "Who's shitting on me? I'm not going to let anybody shit on me."
All right, so Andy says, "So what am I supposed to do? He asked me out and I like him. If I hate him because he's got money, just listen to me. If I hate him because he has money, that's the exact same thing as them hating us because we don't. Do you
Which is
understand?"
complete logic. Like
Right.
100%.
Absolutely. And he says, "You can't do this and respect yourself. You can't." And Andy says, "I'll make that decision, all right?" And Ducky says, "Sure, you can do what you want." And she says, "You're talking like that because I'm going out with Blaine." And Ducky says, "Blaine? His name is Blaine? That's a major appliance. That's not a name." This cracks me up.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. And Andy says, "Just because I'm going out with Blaine, it doesn't mean I can't be friends with you. It doesn't change the way I feel about you." And Ducky says, "That's very nice. I'm glad. Here's the point, Andy. I'm not particularly concerned with whether or not you like me, because I live to like you. And I can't like you anymore. So when you get your heart splattered all over hell and you're feeling really low and dirty, don't look to me to help pump you back up. Because for the first time in your life, I won't be there." This is where Andy realizes like his true feelings for her. And she says, "I can't believe you're actually saying this." So Andy leaves with Blaine and he tells her that he's taking her to a party. She's very uncomfortable because she knows who his friends are and it's no one she wants to be around.
This seems to be really tone deaf for Blaine. Number one, you know exactly what the social divide is here.
Read the
You know
crowd.
and your best friend even called her like a cretin or a moron, or he already knows that his friends don't like her. So Blaine is acutely aware that there is a social divide here. And he knows this because he attends these parties and he knows that none of the kids from the courtyard or whatever the fuck it was, they're not at these parties. So he knows.
Right.
And for him to suggest that they go to this party is insane. Or the fact that he's asked her out on a date and he has no plan but
Right.
this.
Like
And
no
then-
backup.
And then and I think you're going to say this, but that he goes and insults her and her friends. We could go live under a rock or something like that. And it was like, go fuck yourself, dude.
Yeah.
It's just his actions the entire evening are that of complete non-interest. In a normal movie, at the end of this date, you would think they're never going to see each other again.
This was a shit show from the beginning.
Right.
So then we see Ducky sitting on a mailbox outside of Tracks in the rain, crying and just being absolutely heartbroken. The party that they go to is Andy's dream house. Ironically, let's take that pin off of that house. They walk in and see Steph and Benny in their underwear. Andy is immediately mad. She knows exactly what she's walking into. And Blaine suggests that they go upstairs. And Andy says, "Look, I didn't come here to get you off." And he says he will keep his hands in his pockets. They walk in Steph's room.
Steph's room. And is it Steph's room or is it Steph's parents' room? Because
Probably his parents.
the floor of this room is not that of a teenage boy. I
No,
feel.
not at
Even
all.
a rich teenage boy.
No, not at all. So they walk into this bedroom and Steph realizes that Blaine has Andy with him. And Benny comes in the room and Steph says that she's a slut. That's a great way to talk to your girlfriend. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Or whoever she is. I mean, that actually his girlfriend?
I think so.
Even though he's been trying to get with Andy, but
Yeah,
whatever. That's
absolutely.
just
He's a
douche.
sleazeball, dude.
Ugh. So Benny realizes Andy is there. She says that they are in calculus together. And Andy says Jim. And Benny says, your name is Jim, which is funny from a girl named Benny. Like,
Your name's Benny. Bitch.
like they're all transposed in
They are.
Steph's a guy, Benny's a girl. So Benny doesn't want her there, and Andy wants to leave, but Blaine doesn't want to take her home.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah, it's this poor girl. If I were her, I would have just walked out of this house by now.
I would have too. I would have Irish exited that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then,
right.
boom, I'm out.
Yeah. So Ducky and Iona are now back at the club, and Ducky says he will ride by her house 100 times a day. Andy and Blaine walk in, and Ducky says, give me your address. I'll add you to my route. Ducky starts acting like a jerk, and he won't talk to Andy. Iona told the bouncer that Ducky is her son so he could get in. So Blaine comes over and introduces himself to Ducky, and Ducky says, Philip M. Dale to you, scumwad, which he totally looks like a Philip.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
So Blaine tells Ducky that he's making Andy uncomfortable, and Phil says, I devoted my life to the girl, and this guy comes in one day and thinks he knows her. That's funny. You should give David Letterman a ring sometime. And Andy asks Phil if he wants them to leave, and he basically says yes. And Blaine gets up to leave, and Ducky makes a remark about Blaine's manners. And Andy says she can't believe she felt bad for him tonight, you little dwarf. Blaine calls
my
Ducky.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Blaine calls Ducky an asshole. Jeez, the amount of hostility in this is unreal.
Yeah. Like this escalated quickly.
It did. And Phil then says, hey, blow me, buttwad. Coming from you, I take that as a compliment. He then yells, Andy, yo, and he lays a big kiss on Iona and says, you've been replaced. Iona is stunned, and Ducky apologizes to Iona. This
Yeah.
is a heavy scene.
It is.
Very quick, but very heavy. Like
Right,
a lot
so
of things happened here.
They've gone to his thing. They've gone to her thing. Neither one has worked out. Yeah.
So now Blaine and Andy are walking out, and Andy wants to go home. He says he will take her home, but Andy doesn't want him to take her home. She doesn't want Blaine to see where she lives. Blaine says, Jesus Christ. And Blaine ends up taking her home.
I mean, he says Jesus Christ, but he says it after he puts her in the car and shuts the door. He's like, Jesus Christ. And it was like,
right.
This is such a big fucking imposition on you, bro. The date's over. It's the worst date in history.
Yeah, and I kind of took that as his culmination of the night. Jesus, like this has been a hellstorm of a night. Like, Jesus Christ, get me out of here.
Yeah, either that or Jesus Christ, I didn't realize how complicated this is going to be. Something like that. But it was like, that was uncalled for, Blaine.
Yeah.
There was no reason to take the Lord's name in vain.
This is very true. Should not do that. So he says if he was in a Turkish prison, I'd have a great time with you. What?
Have you been having a great time so far, Blaine?
Right.
Has this been everything you thought it was going to be?
This is like the standard. You get out of the car after a date and, oh, I had a great time. And she says, oh, you're a liar. And then he says, if I was in a Turkish prison, I'd have a great time with you. But
yeah.
So then he asks her to prom. And Andy goes inside, and her dad says, so you in love? And she said, yeah, I think so. She tells her dad that he's rich. He asks if that's a problem. And the dad says that it shouldn't matter. If he likes her and she likes him, so she should take the heat from her friends and his. Andy goes to Iona's apartment, and Ducky does some sweet bike moves. He's doing some cool wheelies and tricks, and Iona wants to know all the details of the date. And Andy says that she kissed him. And they talk about strong lips. Iona pulls out her prom dress and says that her thighs went up in flames when Ducky kissed her and said he must practice on melons or something. She tells Iona that Blaine asked her to prom, and Iona daydreams about her dress. And then we see her dancing with Andy in her dress and her beehive hairdo, which how long did that take to do? All of a sudden she has this beehive.
Like, I don't know if that was a wig or, yeah, I don't know.
She might have had a closet full of wigs because she
I
had
just feel like she has wigs.
a lot of different hairstyles that just aren't natural.
Yeah.
So very well could be.
Yeah.
Now we see Blaine with Steph. And Steph says it was way out of order for him to bring Andy to his party. While he's rolling a joint, Steph tells him he has a hard on for trash. Steph tells Blaine that his parents will be very disappointed in him. And he says if he wants to go for some low-grade ass, he will lose Steph as a friend. Whoa. I know you have something to say about this.
I mean, what the fuck? But also, like, that tracks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
It does. Yeah. This
I
is
just what I can't get over is how these kids dress. But then is this how everyone dressed? I just don't even remember. Because now everyone just dresses like they're just gonna go to bed. Like, Steph dresses like he's a divorced 60-year-old in Boca
Yes.
Raton. Like that. Who dresses like that?
Yeah.
But
yeah. He looks like he should be in Miami for sure.
yeah. Let's quit it with the linen suits, Chicago boy.
Yeah, and the white or the pink button-down
Pink
shirt with
button-down,
his
yeah.
weak little chest showing.
Yeah.
Ugh. So we see Blaine and Andy go to a stable at McDonough Farms and sit on blankets. And they have a deep conversation about how all of their friends can go to hell if they don't accept them. And Blaine tells Andy that this is going to happen. He really wants this to happen.
They're
He
not
has
at
no-
McDonough Farms.
What are you talking? Yes, there is.
What? Chestnut Hills Club.
Where was McDonough Farms?
I've never seen a McDonough Farms. Chestnut Hills Hunt Club.
Why are you yelling? I've seen it say McDonough Farms before. So that's how I knew his last name was McDonough.
He does say McDonough Electric in this scene.
Okay. No, it does say Chestnut Hills Hunt Club.
Yeah.
There's
That's the other thing. He says, I'm the crowned prince of McDonough Electric.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Wonder where this hunt club is. Let's look up this hunt club, see if it's real, and then we might know what city they're in.
Although this could well be a prop. I mean, this could be a studio.
So yeah, this is actually the Chestnut Hills Hunt Club is in Los Angeles.
Is that? So
Yeah.
it's real?
Yes.
I have to go try.
I'm sorry, it's actually the Jim Rogers Barn at Will Rogers State Park.
Ah. Oh, okay. I got it.
So Andy goes to the store to look for a prom dress. This is very kind of Pretty Womanish. She looks at a dress that is $650 and then she sees Benny and she tells her mother she looks like she should be standing on top of a wedding cake. And her mother says, "Oh, darling, don't I wish?" And Andy keeps trying to get a hold of Blaine and he isn't responding. And Andy tells her dog that love is very complicated. And then we see Andy's dad comes home with a prom dress and tells her she can use the material to make something. So Andy starts thinking about it, and she asks where he got the money to buy that. And because she knows that he's not working. She says he deliberately missed the appointment for the job that he had an appointment for, and proceeds to tell him that she thinks what she thinks about him, and asks why he can't forget her, referring to her mother. So they get into it about her mother leaving, and Andy tells him that he needs to just get over it. And her dad says, it's late, you've got school. And Andy tells him he has to accept that she's gone and she's never coming back. Her dad violently shakes her and says, shut up, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he snapped.
But like it's a breakthrough moment for both of them.
It is.
Yeah.
Which again goes into this role reversal that you would think that the parent would be doing that to the child who would be outlashing about a missing parent, but it's opposite.
She's much stronger than her thought.
Very much.
Yeah.
So they get out their feelings and agree that she couldn't handle being a wife and a mom. And Andy looks at a picture of her mom and starts crying.
Yeah.
And that's so true.
Yeah.
I've been saying for many years, you might be able to give birth, but it doesn't mean that you're a mom. So now Andy gets to school and Steph stares her down. Andy is looking for Blaine because she can't get a hold of him.
He's not
And
returning her calls. He's like
no,
fucking ghosting her.
he's
hard.
MIA
Yeah.
in total douche mode. And he comes out of class and approaches her, and Ducky notices Andy and wants to know why Blaine hasn't called her or returned her calls. And he makes up these lies that he didn't get these messages, which is
He's
total bullshit.
just lying to her. Just
Yes.
everything out of his mouth is lying.
Straight to her face.
I guess this is my Prince Charming. This is who I want to be with, is this guy who's just lying out of his asshole.
Yeah. And she knows it. She sees it in his face. She has to. So she says she waited for him in the parking lot, and she asks about prom. She yells, "What about prom? I want to hear you say it." I asked someone, Blaine says, I asked someone a month ago and forgot about it. She pushes him against the lockers and calls him a liar, which go you. Like, you called him out. That was total bullshit.
And he's still lying to her.
Yes. She says he's obviously ashamed to be seen with her. Steph is watching this entire scene, and Ducky overhears the conversation where Steph says the girl was and always will be nada. And again, he's smoking. He needs to quit smoking. He's smoking in school. And Ducky approaches Steph in the upper hallway, and Steph sees Ducky staring at him, and he says, "You got a problem, friend?" And Ducky just barrels towards him and tackles him, and they start punching each other. Ducky rips down the prom banner in the hallway, and Steph spits on the floor. And
Hey, who the fuck are
Some-
you in front of two teachers? You're like, that's nice, huh? And then you spit on the floor? You
yeah,
spit on the floor.
super respectful.
Dick.
Yeah. So now Andy goes over to Iona's apartment, and a dude answers the door, and it's Terrence. And Iona is singing Copacabana and looks like a yuppie, wearing a white sport coat with normal 80s hair and pearls tied like a bolo. And Iona says either it's all the drugs I took in the 60s, or I am really in love.
So adorable.
It is. And she looks so cute. And Andy says, honestly, I think you look great. And Iona says, oh, I look like a mother. And Andy immediately starts crying. And she tells Iona that Blaine backed out on her for prom. And Andy asks for Iona's prom dress. And Andy gets to work on her prom dress and sketch.
Music montage.
Yes. Montage where she sketches out the dress, what the dress will look like. And
Ugliest dress on
yes,
earth. It's a potato sack.
it is. And she takes the dress from Iona and the dress that her dad gave her.
Like the
And
dress that Iona had was flawless.
it was so cute.
It was flawless. It was so beautiful. Like, I just wouldn't have touched the thrift store dress, honestly, or I would have made, I don't know, something else out of it. But like, Iona's dress was perfect.
Yeah, she could have just taken that dress and modified it to her own taste with what her dad got her, but to completely rip them both to shreds, it was like,
I mean, I guess
oh,
it's showcasing her talent, but like what she came up with versus what the both of those dresses were.
yeah.
Well,
It, it didn't accentuate anything. And like you
No,
said,
not
it
at
was like
all.
a potato
It was
sack.
a
It was
potato
like
sack.
I was looking when she came down to show her dad. I was like, yeah, it looks like it needs a belt or
Yeah, it
like
has no shape
something.
to it whatsoever.
No. Yeah, so she emerges from her room with pink shoes and pink nylons and this pink monstrosity of a dress, and her dad's just, God, oh, you look so pretty. It's like her dad says that her guy is gonna hit the floor when he sees her, and she tells her dad that he's not coming, but she's gonna go anyway because she wants them to know that they didn't break her. And on a side note, Molly Ringwald hated this dress and wanted to burn it. And
Yeah,
that's a
she
pretty,
should have hated it.
yes. I
it was-
wonder where the dress is now.
Oh God.
Yeah. So now we're at the famous prom scene and everyone's getting down and they've got their 80s grooves going on.
And this reminds me of my prom, like that ballroom with the like 10 top tables all around, like with the dance, like 100% the exact layout of my prom.
Nice.
Was that how yours looked?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I feel like that's the layout of any dance. Like the father-daughter dance I have planned in less than a month. That's pretty much the same. It's like the dance floor in the middle surrounded by round tables.
Oh.
So I mean, I don't know how, unless you have multiple rooms to
Well,
work
like,
with.
proms now don't seem to do dinner. They don't like, they're not like they were.
Did Alana not have dinner at hers?
I'm going to say no, but she didn't go to hers. She went to Lakewoods.
Okay.
Maybe they did. Maybe
I think they
they
still
may
do.
have. Yeah, they may have.
I mean, otherwise, why are you spending so much on a ticket?
Yeah, true.
So everyone's getting down, and Steph is feeding Benny something, maybe
Like
candy.
corn nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
And he says to her, "You're such trash." Like,
must be their
what the-
love language. It's their
Yeah,
love
like,
language.
what the hell? And he tells her as soon as she's ready to get serious, they can go upstairs. So apparently they got a room in the hotel that the prom is at, which I don't know. Either he stole a parent's credit card or
Well,
his
he
parents
probably has his
just.
own. He probably has his own Amex.
I mean,
card.
how are they renting a room to this kid?
Oh, I'm sure the parents are.
That's what I'm saying. The parents just enable him.
Yeah.
A complete douche.
100%.
So she says that they should stay for a while since they won't see any of these people much longer. And then we see Blaine sitting alone. And Andy walks into the hallway of the hotel by herself. And she pauses at the realization that she's there and this is it. And she glances up and she sees Ducky. And he's complete with a rad 80s midnight blue tux bolo tie, and of course, his Duckman shoes. They run to each other and give a gigantic hug. They're so happy to see each other. And everything goes back to the way they were. And Ducky says, let's plow. And they enter the ballroom together. Steph stops dead in his tracks and stares at Andy, and then quickly moves his eyes to find Blaine. And he sees that Blaine is now staring at Andy. Blaine gets up, and Andy and Ducky are now holding hands, which to me indicated that they were just in it together. Like they were there to just show that they were not defeated. It wasn't, I didn't get anything romantic from that. And Steph intercepts Blaine as Blaine is walking up to Andy and says that he has to give Andy credit because after Blaine dumped her, she went out and found what he'd say is probably the most interesting date of our generation. Blaine interrupts and says, Steph, you buy everything, Steph. You couldn't buy her, though. That's what's killing you, isn't it? And he says, that's it, Steph. She thinks you're shit. And deep down, you know she's right.
How
And
did
Blaine,
he come to this? Like, how did he come to this conclusion?
right.
It's just interesting. Like, how did you get to this point? Like,
How did you like finally realize that?
Steph does know
Steph-
who she is.
Right.
Like, it's just interesting, I thought.
Yes. Yeah, it was just like like a light bulb,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Yeah.
So Blaine approaches Andy and Ducky, who are headed out to the floor to dance. And Blaine tries to shake Ducky's hand, and Ducky laughs, and then he does shake Blaine's hand. And he says, you don't need me to say I'm sorry. And Andy says, it's done. It's over with. I'm fine. And Blaine says, oh, if that's true, then I'm glad. And she looks at him dead in his eyes and says, it's not true. And then
Like,
says it
these
doesn't.
two don't know how to tell the truth to each other.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I just lied to your face, and now I'm just telling you I just lied to your face.
Just to appease the moment.
Like,
And she says, it doesn't matter, does it? And Blaine says to her,
You told me you couldn't believe in somebody who didn't believe in you. I believed in you. Always believed in you. You just didn't believe in me.
what the fuck?
what?
What
How
is
did
this? Gaslighting?
Yes. What?
He didn't believe in her at all.
Like, in what way, shape, or form did she not believe in him? Like, you took off on her, dude.
Yeah, you didn't even like what?
Yeah,
like
this is mind blowing.
yeah. You didn't always believe in her. That was, well, you know what? A lie. These two deserve each other.
Oh, so he says, I love you. And he kisses her on the cheek and whispers always in her ear. Whoa. This is the epitome of narcissism.
Yeah.
You didn't believe in me, and I love you always. And bye. Like, he's just going to walk away.
Fucked up.
Wow. He walks away, and Ducky says, Andy, he came here alone. Okay, you're right. He's not like the others. If you don't go to him now, I'm never going to take you to another prom ever again. You hear me? I mean, this is an incredibly romantic moment, and you're ruining it for me. So his humor comes out in this, but it's still like, wait, now Ducky's in on this. Or it's like, how does Ducky realize he's not like the others when he just gaslit Andy? But Ducky also didn't know the ins and outs of what was going on.
No.
But man, okay. So she runs out, and Ducky looks out on the dance floor, and Christy Swanson is looking him up and down, and she is all about it.
You are a fine specimen.
I want to see your bolo. So Andy runs after Blaine and she finds him at his car and they kiss and she drops her purse in the rain and the end.
And
And
scene.
scene. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Say it.
I love this movie.
I did not know about this gaslighting until this time I saw it.
Right, because we're watching it through a completely different lens. And at 19, like late 80s, early 90s, Kristen, love this movie. It's a great
Right.
movie. It's, everyone loves the other side of the track story, right? Which
Right.
we'll do it like I think we're doing Some Kind of Wonderful soon,
Yes.
which is also an other side of the track story.
Yes.
We all love that, that idea, that Cinderella story, right? This week, rewatching it, it's like I think this is maybe the first time where I'm like, and we'll talk about it in our verdicts or in our review, but it's nobody should watch this. Nobody should
Yeah.
watch this movie. There's so much wrong with it.
You almost want to show it to a teenager and be like, this is not how you should be treated, either by
How
groups of
not to be
people.
treated.
Right.
101.
Do not let men treat you this way in dating, or women for that matter, like anybody. And don't let your peers treat you this way.
Right. It had like decent critical acclaim.
Good.
Roger Ebert gave the film three out of 4 stars, but criticized the old plot, but praising the performances of Molly Ringwald and Annie Potts, and calling it a heartwarming and mostly truthful movie with some nice touches of humor.
I wish that was elaborated on.
Because I don't know what mostly truthful movie. It's not a
Right.
biopic. It's not like the story of somebody's life.
Right.
I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah.
It's ranked 76% on the tomato meter
That's
and
good.
81% on the popcorn meter. So it's a certified fresh movie. Yeah. Janet Maslin of the New York Times wrote, "Fortunately, the actors are mostly likable, and the story is told gently enough to downplay both its trendiness and its conventionality."
Trendiness.
I don't know what that means. Pauline Kael of the New Yorker wrote that Ringwald carries the movie, though she has nothing particularly interesting to do or say, and called the film slight and vapid with the consistency of watery jello.
Oh, Pauline.
Oh, Pauline, you're a trip. And Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune gave the film 1.5 stars out of 4,
Dang.
faulting a tired script and Cryer's one-note performance, though he found Ringwald absolutely beguiling.
Okay. Well, a tired script. I mean, maybe that's why they changed the ending, because it was just so predictable that they give you that plot twist.
Maybe. But like, it's not like this great girl got this great guy, in my opinion. It's this
No.
kind of self-centered girl got this kind of self-centered guy.
Right. There didn't seem to be much meat there. The only meat we saw was when they were at the hunt club.
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't matter. They're both going to go off to college and meet other people. So the whole exercise was pointless.
Just don't start dating in your senior year of high school.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Yeah. Which now this makes me really excited to go prom dress shopping with Lily.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun.
Totally. I'm gonna look for a pink dress.
As you should. So, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna give this a kind of cringe. Mm, am I? No, I'm gonna give this a totally cringe. I'm not happy with anything that Steph really had to say. He's a complete asshole.
Yeah.
Blaine's gaslighting and narcissism, and Andy being very self-centered and off-puttish. But as I grew up and up until pretty much today, when I watched this again, I loved this movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very heartwarming tale of teenage love in the status quo of John Hughes films. But it seems like as his films went on, they just got cringier and seem to have culminated with this one. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a totally cringe. However, I don't think the plot is all that bad. The acting I feel is pretty good. Ducky is hilarious to me, even though he had some moments of eh. So if we're on a Saturday, I would absolutely watch it. I like the TV version. The original version is very cringe. And that's my take.
I'm going to agree with you that I'm going to give it a totally cringe. That if you are of the newer generations, probably don't watch this outside of watching it in an anthropological sense.
Mm-hmm.
There are no lessons to be learned here. Except, the casting is fantastic. The storyline, is fine. It's a little watery Jello, a little bit. I could see that. But, these are the movies we grew up on. And it's like the generation that grew up with like Casablanca, and they're going to constantly watch that movie or any other cringy old-timey movie that I'm still going to watch this movie.
Yeah.
It's problematic. Absolutely. But if it's on a Saturday, I'm keeping this on. When I'm going through the Sling TV guide and I see it, yeah, I'm going to go to it. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm going to give that a totally cringe.
I'm also going to give it a totally cringe. Probably for the same reasons, although I had to kind of duck out from the episode. There are multiple times in this movie that I went, yikes. And it's not stuff that you remember from like when you first watched it, because it just sort of like goes over your head when you're like a tween, whatever. I think that like Steph's creepy obsession with Andy and the fact that like he manipulates not only Blaine but really everybody around him is like really super cringy. The fact that like Ducky is infatuated with Andy and almost stalkerish because he mentions, like, oh, I ride my bike by her house, like, I don't remember how many times a day, at least 25 times a day.
I think he said 100.
Did he say 100? Okay.
Iona.
Yeah, and then there's just a few things about Ducky that are pretty cringy. I love Ducky though. Like I love Ducky's character, so it's hard for me to say that he's cringy. The fact that like I'm trying to think of all my reasons why the teenage kids that are naked and at a house party, of course that had to be included in a John Hughes movie, is that teenagers were semi-nude or nude. or boobs or whatever. There is a part where Andy calls Ducky a little dwarf, and I never like the R word. So that's
Yep.
cringy. I don't like them using the word. The fact that like Blaine, who seems like this really super nice guy, and he's not supposedly like the other guys, he's totally like them. And I don't care how nice they portray him to be. He's totally just like Steph in many ways. And he manipulates Andy into thinking like, I really truly like you, and I like you for everything that you are. The fact that you're different from everybody else is what really is attractive to me. But then also when his one friend, who's a douche, and he knows he's a douche, says something about how, oh, you're just going out with the trash or whatever, gives into that, and then starts treating Andy like shit, not returning her phone calls, dodging her at school, and then, oh, by the way, I asked somebody else to prom a month ago and I forgot about it. And so you're portraying him like he's one of the nice guys, but he's just like everybody else. He's just like everybody else. So I think that Blaine's pretty cringy. And the line about how you couldn't believe in somebody who doesn't believe in you.
Believed in you.
I believed in you. No, the fuck you didn't, bro.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. If you believed in her, you would have believed in everything that she was. And yet you were like, oh, well, my friend Steph doesn't like her, even though he was in love with her. What are you even talking about? Like that, what he said didn't even make any sense. Andy believed in him. Andy believed that he was different. Andy believed that he could be, you know, the person that she could fall in love with. Blaine didn't. So that's bullshit. And he totally, I don't know. I don't appreciate that. We were kind of talking about at the beginning, Kristen said that she believed that that Blaine and Andy belong together because they're both assholes. I think that I disagree with that. I don't think that Andy and Blaine belong together at all. I don't. I think that Blaine is not the right guy for her. I think that he, in a way, did use her. He knew that she was different. He knew that he was catching on to the fact that Steph kind of liked her, or that Steph, maybe the fact that Steph didn't like her, I put that in air quotes, was what was attracting him to her. And I'm not saying that she belongs with Ducky. I'm just saying that she doesn't belong with Blaine. I think that Ducky gets her, and maybe that could develop into a relationship, but also there's a weird dynamic between them, and he's kind of stalkerish a little bit.
Okay, thanks for that.
Now that I talked about it for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Am I going to rewatch it? Yes, absolutely. It's cult classic.
Agreed.
All right. And that wraps up our deep dive into Pretty in Pink, a movie that taught us you can solve class conflict with a prom dress, a great song, and just enough emotional eye contact. We laughed, we cringed, and we once again questioned how Ducky didn't end up in therapy.
If you enjoyed reliving the big hair, bigger feelings, and truly wild fashion decisions, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and tell us which team you're on.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time, keep it pink, keep it dramatic, and remember, if you're going to cry over a crush, at least do it to an amazing 80s soundtrack. We will see you next time on the Shermer High Alumni Association.
Bye.
Okay. I'm going to try and get through this.
Okay. Because mine's long.
Your what is long?
That's what she said.
Hey.
That's the post outro clip right there.